Let's go.
Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the new upcoming Borderlands movie that is getting released in theaters worldwide. The Borderlands movie is based off of a popular video game series, Borderlands. Now, will I be doing an episode of full day of going to the movie theater on the new upcoming Borderlands movie? Most likely, probably, I'm undecided actually currently. So I was actually waiting on going back to the movie theaters next week when Alien Romulus was actually going to drop, and then the week after that to watch a new Channing Tatum movie that I saw a trailer for when I went to go watch M. Night Shyamalan's newest film, Trap. So I really wasn't planning on actually going back to the theaters this week when this movie dropped, but the discourse surrounding this movie may actually make me go to the theaters and watch it. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, like I always am. I was never actually into the Borderlands video games at all, ever. I never played a single one. This was back when it was during the Xbox 360, PS3, Nintendo Wii generation of video gaming, and like I would always watch like the newest video game trailers for upcoming video games I wanted to play, and then I would basically, you know, go get them or wait till they became cheaper and purchase them. People that I knew around me always played these games. I was never actually ever that into them, you know? I knew for a long time they were going to, you know, make a Borderlands movie based off the video games. And then there was like casting announced early on. It was in development hell for quite some bit of time. And then around 2021 or 2022, they had like basically fast tracked the production, started getting more casting announcements announced, trailers eventually came out. And now we're at this moment in time where the movie has come out and the early reactions have dropped and it is not looking very good. And to even start it off, I even have a quote from the actual director of the movie, Eli Roth, where he talked about the movie, and this did not bode very well if you wanted to actually get a good video game adaptation movie. Now, speaking of video game adaptation movies, there's not been that many good ones, at least I've watched. Even that Mortal Kombat movie they came out with a while ago from Warner Brothers, that really wasn't that good at all. You know, I think the only good video game adaptation movies I've ever seen have been like the Sonic movies, which are good. I like them a lot. I haven't seen the Super Mario Brothers movie yet, so I can't speak to that one. But yeah, the video game adaptation movie TV curse is definitely real. So we had this first article right here I want to go over where it says the Borderlands movie is seemingly struggling to sell tickets. Advanced screenings of Borderlands movie show lackluster ticket sales, with average theaters selling around 4.5% of seats. The movie's troubled production history and mixed reactions to trailers contribute to audience trepidation and low ticket sales. Only 609 out of 13,143 available seats were sold across 50 showings, prompting concerns about opening weekend performance. And right now, currently, this movie is going up against Deadpool and Wolverine, which is on track to make $1 billion. And then you also have Trap that's out, Despicable Me 4. You have that one random movie with Zachary Levi becoming some crayon. I don't know what that's based around, obviously. And this movie is even going to be competing against a new Blake Lively movie coming out called The End Is With Us or something like that. So also, I want to bring this up as well. When it comes to like the casting, I'm going to be completely honest here. I do not trust that they actually casted any person from the video game series accurately to screen. And there's many pictures to show that. So not only are we potentially going to be getting a bad video game adaptation movie where it's gonna be like a bunch of race swaps and all that shit, and it's like, oh my god, holy shit. The Borderlands movie is now a little over 24 hours from its advanced screenings. The marketing machine is in full swing as Gearbox and Lionsgate try to put bums in seats ahead of the first movie in the sci-fi franchise. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be working, as we've analyzed 50 advanced screenings from 25 of the United States' biggest movie theaters, and it's not looking good. The lead up to the Borderlands movie hasn't been great. The movie required 2 weeks of reshoots with a different director. Trailers have dropped to extremely mixed reactions, and the movie was given a PG-13 rating, despite the games being very much M-rated. That's already a red flag. And I knew that before. The Borderlands video games are rated R, aren't they? Or M for mature. This being PG-13 because they just want to sell more tickets because that's a much more easier market to get more money. Even though a movie could be rated R and make the same money, they just made the decision because they're stupid, actually. Metacritic also confirmed that reviews wouldn't be dropping before opening day. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, there's this thing called a review embargo. So generally, if the movie companies that whatever produced the movie, if they let the review embargo lift early, it's generally a good sign. If they let it drop later, closer to when the movie gets released, as of like this movie, which would be today it releases because it's Thursday night previews, then that's generally a pretty bad thing, which is often a bad sign. All of this has resulted in trepidation from the audience, which looks like it has translated to a lack of ticket sales. As part of our analysis, we've looked at 50 screenings of the movie, one in the early evening and one at night. From 25 of America's biggest movie theaters, these screenings were split across a range of formats, including IMAX, Dolby, XD, digital, and standard screens. Across the times where we analyze, showings for the Borderlands movie were approximately 4.5% full, with little time frame for ticket sales remaining. Of the 50 showings, only 2 had filled more than 25% of the seats, with 11 showings selling 0 tickets, and a further 3 having sold under 1% of its allocation. The 50 showings we examined had a total of 13,143 seats available for purchase, but only 609 were taken at the time of our analysis. While this is only a snapshot of the movie screenings, it's likely to raise alarms for those involved. Loose opening weekend predictions put sales somewhere between 13 and 18 million for the movie that was first pitched in 2009. And I'll be honest here, I don't know what the movie's budget is. I'm pretty sure, given the fact that it's a brand new movie, the movie's budget is basically, I'd imagine, $200 million, just roughly around there. Usually, Wikipedia usually has a good range of what the movie's budget is, honestly. Borderlands, film. I just want to see what the budget is. That's it. So as we can tell right there, the movie is tracking with people that are basically not even that interested in purchasing tickets to even watch it. They saw the trailers, and they went, yeah, no. All right, so the movie's budget is 110 to 120 million. So depending on the marketing for the movie, actually, that would mean that it probably has, it's a big blockbuster tentpole. Lionsgate doesn't really have that much money, generally speaking, as other bigger studios like Warner Brothers and Disney and Paramount. I'd imagine the marketing is about 60 million. So we're looking at about a $180 million movie. The breaking even portion of it would be around like what, $500 million, probably need like $700 million to make profit. So yeah, with a budget between 110 to 120 million dollars, not including marketing, it's gonna need to be pulling in about 600, $700 million dollars in that range to actually bring in some profit. And I don't mean break even, profit. Okay, so this was an interview that the director had, Eli Roth, from one of these media outlets talking about the movie, and it does not bode very well. Just hear this level of nonsensicalness right here.
Do you have a favorite Easter egg that's featured in the movie?
The answer is yes, I do. But yeah, it does differ. I mean, look, the games are the games and the movie's the movie. And that was one of the first things I talked to Randy Pitchford, the creator, about. I was like, I want to make a great, big, fun sci-fi movie. I want to do a mix of, Star Wars and Mad Max and Fifth Element and Barbarella.
All right, stop right there. This is why movies aren't good anymore for people that have that notion in their head, okay? Hear what that guy just said. He said basically he wanted to make a movie that is Blade Runner and mashed with Star Wars and sci-fi and all other stuff, right? You're making a Borderlands movie. You're not making those other movies, right? If you wanted to go make any of those other movies, go make those, right? Like, he said the games are the games and the movies are the movies. To some extent, you can have differences between them, obviously, but this movie could be a catalyst to maybe more people purchasing more Borderlands games or getting into the franchise, like someone like myself who's never been that much interested in the series in general. And it's gonna be a movie where it's unrecognizable to people that have played the video games at all. Now, more casuals are probably gonna watch this than more of the hardcore Borderlands fans, right? But then you're basically just shitting on those hardcore fans. And it's like, the casuals don't know what the franchise is about. So yeah, you could probably just throw together some nonsensical movie, but if any of those casuals decide to do any level of research into what these games are like and went and they realize, hey, I just watched a piece of shit movie, that's not gonna be good. Like, what in the world are we even hearing from this guy?
Blade Runner and Escape from New York. I want all of these things in there. I don't want to just recreate what's in the game. And he was.
This is nonsense. This is complete nonsense. He literally just said, word for word, I don't want to recreate what was in the games. Then why are you doing this game? Why are you doing it? You fucking idiot. What in the world? This is why movies turn out as bad as they do. I'm not saying this one's gonna be bad. I haven't seen it yet. Obviously, I reserve my judgment until I've actually watched the movie. But this is why movies generally suck for a lot of people. They hire people who don't know what the hell they're doing, like this guy. I'm not sure about his other filmography or other movies he directed, but for this one specifically, yeah, this is a huge red flag right here.
He was great. He's like, go for it. The games are their own canon, and the movie is its own thing.
I don't know if that's actually true. If he even talked to the creator, I'm pretty sure he did, because, you know, they usually involve the creators in this stuff as best they can when it comes to Hollywood and bigger companies. Even if he said that, that's also stupid, and what he said right there is stupid. So if he says the creator was in on it, well, the creator could have probably got a lot more money if they produced more Borderlands sequels, if this movie is maybe potentially going to be successful. But based off what we just read from, you know, Game Radar, where the ticket sales are not really going in the direction that they'd hope, yeah, this is not good. You can see the comments right here where it says, this should never be the thought process, though. All you're doing is pissing off fans who are the bulk of the moviegoers. Saying Lilith the Siren is a gunslinger makes no sense. I'm holding hope, but still, damn. Bro explained a cash grab. I want to do all these things all these other movies did. Narrator, and he did not do any of those things. Yeah, in other words, fuck Borderlands. Just give me your money in return for whatever I feel like doing. I didn't buy the last Border games either. You can tell when new people and new ideas move in. This movie's ticket sales are about to be non-canon. Oh shit. But he says, but then what's the point? Genuinely, I get for a broader audience, but if you're sourcing the actual games, then why? Just make a fun sci-fi movie without a tie-in. Yeah, if he wanted to do any of these stupid ideas that he wanted to do, then why not literally just go do a movie like that? That makes no sense whatsoever. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I closed down the tabs. My bad. I have this knack for doing that because I used to do this for my older news videos. I used to like knock down the tabs, but people like to, see the whole narrative play out. I probably should have had the other tabs up earlier there. Doesn't matter. All right, but good actual God. That's so fucking stupid. So then the Borderlands movie dropped on Rotten Tomatoes and it dropped to a 0%. It dropped to a 0%. The Borderlands movie debuts with a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. If I'm not sure I knew of anyone, Borderlands fan or not, who believed that the movie adaptation of the game was going to be good, based on everything from casting to trailers. Now, as reviews come in ahead of its release tomorrow, those fears have been validated, and then some. As I write this, the Borderlands movie has a flat 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. No positive reviews whatsoever. Update. A single positive review has come in, raising it to 3%. And the ones that are in are not just negative, but brutal. Here's a sampling. And I have one of my favorite ones right there, so I'll go over that after I read the reviews. So this is from Discussing Film. They say the fans deserve a lot better than whatever director Eli Roth is trying to do with Borderlands. This is the video game movie curse at its worst. Men's Journal says, if Borderlands doesn't stop studio executives from salivating at the sight of every single IP that comes across their desks, nothing will. Next Best Picture says, it's impressive how Roth can elicit the poor qualities of 2000s video game adaptation energy, yet somehow forget the discernible sense of fun or style that made even those terrible movies stand out. IGN, which isn't really that credible, says, Borderlands is an abysmal waste of beloved franchise that takes a kooky band of murderous misfits and drains the life out of their first adventure together. Oh, those are bad. Those are pretty bad. It's true, there are not many reviews in yet, and the score may tick up, but everything I've seen outside of some video game influencers who attended premieres or are literally extras in the movie have been relentlessly negative, and I would be surprised to find more than a handful of positive reviews come in when all is said and done, if any. Oh, it's not a shock to me at all that Lionsgate paid off some influencers to come in there, premiere of the movie, basically give it some positive word of mouth to sell some tickets. You know, and Lionsgate, you know, there's certainly a studio that tries to do this stuff with these obscure franchises, you know, but this is just not the way. Like, if Lionsgate really wants to start challenging these other studios, then if you're going to have these obscure franchises that are popular, but you're trying to give them movie adaptations to make that your big franchise, then these need to be better, okay? You know? 0% on Rotten Tomatoes is, of course, as low as you can go if we are looking at the worst scored video games movie ever made. That list would now be updated list with 4%. All these movies are here. You have Alone in the Dark, Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li, House of the Dead, Borderlands: In the Name of the King, Blood Rain, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Silent Hill Revelation, Hitman Agent 47, Postal. Also, you guys know James. He didn't like the World of Warcraft movie they put out a long time ago either. That wasn't from Lionsgate, but I remember he said he didn't really find that one all that good either. And this was one of my favorite reviews for the movie. It came from the Hollywood Handle. They say, Borderlands is one of the worst films to release this year and is an insult to all good video game adaptations, how few those are, that at least try to put in the effort of honoring the game they're adapting. Man, that right there is just so damn brutal. So, who was the person that gave the movie a positive review? Now, keep in mind, I will always say this is something that I've always kind of lived by. Just because someone says the opposite opinion does not automatically mean they're shilling, okay? But if you can look at that person's history when it comes to reviewing movies and which movies they like versus the ones they don't like that even are popular, better than the movies that they did give better scores to that are not as good, it's not just a black and white thing. It really can be just up in the air, honestly. But you guessed it. You guys, if you guessed it, Grace Randolph was the person. She even admitted it. It was her. She said it was me. From 0% to 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. Whatever, man. I had a good time. Pretty crazy to set your review to post at 3 a.m. and discover you're the only one who liked it. I never played the game, to be fair. Okay, so I know people are going to shit on her for this. I don't really care for her that much either. She is kind of hot, though. Like, she kind of bad, though. Like, if she wanted to go on a date, hey, yo, hit me up, Grace. But I'll say this. One can really never know if she's really telling the truth. That's something that you're just going to have to basically just imply or infer based off your own interpretation of her. But this can happen if someone really just doesn't have any idea of what this franchise is in terms of like the video games to the movie adaptation. This may be the case for a lot of people. She may not be the only one, but when it comes to people like her, they really do a lot of the times say the opposite opinion, not because they really believe it, but because it's just the opposite opinion, and then they'll just garner that audience that does that kind of thing, you know? Is she doing that genuinely or dishonestly? I'm not going to be the guy to say that. I don't know. But it's kind of weird how she's the only person that gave it a positive review. But even from that, it would just depend on, like, what is her rating, though? Because on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm a certified audience critic on Rotten Tomatoes. That would mean, because they do everything on Rotten Tomatoes based off stars. If you actually register for an account on Rotten Tomatoes, it goes off stars, right? So that would mean that I don't know what rating she gave it, and that's mostly private to that person, you know, unless they made it public, you know, because you can make the score public. Actually, you see how this person right here put their original score? You can do that. No, notice how she doesn't. She doesn't put her original score up here, which you can, yet she gave it a positive review. Like maybe she put it there when I'm doing this video. Let me go check right now. Rotten Tomatoes, Borderlands movie. Sorry about that. It's a motorcycle outside. People are so trash. All right, Borderlands reviews. All right, so she's the only person that gave it a positive review. Look at all this lambasting right here these guys gave, you know? I don't want to go over all these. I'll go over like a few of them. Wendy Lee from the Movie Couple says, the movie did not capture the essence of the Borderlands video game. The dialogue was messy and all over the place. The action scenes weren't impressive. A missed opportunity to not explore and tell the story of Lilith's origin from the game. It's not a movie for critics, as the saying goes, nor is it suitable for consumption by most gamers, film lovers, or 99% of carbon-based life forms. Oh my god, that was brutal. Holy crap. Okay, so here's Grace Randolph. So what did she, in terms, like, because right here, her score is not here. That's why people think this is deceptive. There's no score here. So I'm leaning on the camp where she's kind of only saying that just to be different, but she thinks differently. Because if she truly liked the movie, put your score there. Put your money where your mouth is. But she won't, because she's a woman and they cannot handle criticism at all very well. So what do you guys think about the upcoming new Borderlands movie based off the popular video game series? You guys gonna go to the movie theaters to watch it? I might go just so I can make sure I can give my opinion on it. I told you guys before, gonna go back to the movie theaters constantly to watch even movies like this, you know. Gotta go to the movie theaters, you know, and support them. I do believe in that, actually. But, you know, if you're not an avid moviegoer like myself or other people, you can probably just sit at home and wait for streaming. But remember, that's up to you. Make your own decisions. Go decide for yourself, not based on what other people say. Most likely, at this video, I'll probably go end up watching it. I don't know what day yet. Probably end up watching this, maybe probably Saturday when I went and watched Trap, or on my next day off, I'll probably go watch this. Opening Thursday night, unless I'm really probably gonna have a date or get laid afterwards, probably not. But who knows? I'm Big Daddy for a reason, and I'm a top G. Just kidding, everyone. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you're a returning viewer or new viewer, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and I'm signing out, guys. See you guys later. Deuces. Peace.